You said there's a stark difference between building a business, running a business, and finding capital for a business.
Okay.
What is the difference? Do you remember that?
Yeah, sure. So building a business definitely involves the grind and the sell and building a product to a point where you can put it in the market and get money into your business to sustain it. And like that's what founders do. And not everyone is necessarily made to be a founder as well as the person who scales a business, which is the building a business phase.
Yeah.
I'm an ideas guy. I like to have ideas, start something, and then hand over to people who execute. Okay. And those people run businesses. Yes. Then you get entrepreneurs who like to run businesses, like finding margin in every little bit of thing you do, and like the HR problems and solving those issues. And then raising capital to run a business is a really interesting thing. Not every business needs capital. Not every entrepreneur is made to raise capital. Yeah. Some people like to bootstrap businesses, and the raising funding thing is such a well of confusion and frustration a lot of times for entrepreneurs. And often it's a stumbling block. Oh, I can't raise funding, so I can't build a business. Yeah. My answer to those people is the best kinds of businesses that raise funding are profitable. So get to profitability, and then you don't need funding. So when you raise funding, you get better terms. And it's a really interesting juxtaposition that if you don't need the funding, the investors probably want you harder. Yeah. If you're desperate for the funding, they're going to give you bad terms. So that also is a different kind of entrepreneur, the one who's going to go out and raise funding. So at MoTribe, when we were raising funding, it took up 75% of my time. And that's a whole different role to building and running a business, because now you're pitching VCs every single day, you're talking to them on the phone, you're flying out to meet them, you're selling your business, you're not selling your product. And that's a whole different set of skills. So having multiple founders in a business is really important so that one can carry on the business and one can go out and get funding.
Okay, so would you always recommend having a partner in a business?
No, not always. Sometimes you want to build stuff on your own, and that's okay too. It's lonely when you're on your own, and it's hard, but it depends on the business and the person and the person you're with and you, and there's a whole collection of things, but generally I like to build stuff with people.
Okay.